Welcome, Pathfinders, to the Find the Path podcast actual play of the Tales from Darkmoon Vale, Campfire Chat number 3.
Woohoo.
Lucky number 3.
It's lucky on a D3 at the very least, which in second edition don't exist anymore.
It's lucky on a D4 even. As long as you're not rolling a D12, you're pretty good.
Yeah, it's above average on a D4, so that's still pretty good.
We're gathered back around the fire, enjoying one another's company by the light of the glowing monitors.
Yep.
Or
something.
Pretty much.
Hey, I've got
nice blue hue over everything.
I've got one of those like log things that you watch all Christmas Day on.
Oh gosh.
Oh, there you go.
They have YouTube videos of that. You can put it on your TV and it just plays like crackling fire for
I
like
do
10
that
hours.
every Christmas.
Yeah, we do
My
it every
favorite-
Christmas when family comes over.
If you put it on the one from Animal Planet, there's puppies and kittens running around too.
Aww.
Oh,
wow.
do that for next time.
I have to check that one out next year.
I like the Rift Tracks one just because the Rift Tracks guys just like talk about random crap. So anyway,
I think we need to do a Christmas special next year. All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Plans for this year.
The Krampus was statted out in 1E.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah,
just
there you go. We
saying.
take down the
No,
Krampus.
not the Krampus. No.
That's pretty fun.
It's got to be better than the movie.
Probably. So yeah, let's go on ahead and talk a little bit about the past few episodes, shall we? A whole bunch of stuff happened. So
It's true.
episode 7 picked up with the slime mold, which
Yeah.
sort of quivered in everyone's general direction.
It's true.
It was a little weird, but it didn't really hurt anybody, so that was good.
Yep.
It was about as threatening as the Jello mold full of fruit. It really did. It really
I'm a
did nothing.
lingonberry.
I was a lot more concerned than apparently I should have been about that. However, I wasn't that concerned about the cloakers, and those guys f***ed us up. So
They weren't cloakers, they were dark mantles.
dark mantles. That's right.
Yeah, technically different, though very similar style of creature.
Yes.
You encountered those, decided not to look through the rest of the room because it was covered in fungus and
It
mold
was
spores.
gross.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything gross?
Yeah, you know what? I'll go on ahead and tell you.
We can never go back. So
It's impossible now. So, you know what? You probably, even if you did, it wasn't anything plot specific, but there was a book of prayers to Torag that survived.
Oh,
worth
man.
a pretty hefty amount of money too.
Aw.
oh
Yeah,
We're more
Grim's
sad
sad
about the
about that
money
one.
than the lore, except for Grim.
yeah. It is kind of. I mean, that's the thing is, it's also on one of the top shelves, so you have to mess with the fungus in order to get to it. And I was
don't
wondering
wanna
if
get
anybody was going
cordyceps.
to. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining the top shelf in a dwarven monastery is still only like 5 feet up. It's like they'll never find it here, and then they put it up on the shelf.
And Clove is just like,
dwarfs.
what?
Oh, I found a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From there, you went to the main shrine. You dealt with a pair of dark mantles that swooped down from the ceiling to attack you. They nommed on
guys.
both Grim and Astrea for a moment there.
A little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
That's kind of a neat mechanic that they had there, the whole like grappling a limb sort of thing.
There are some differences with second edition grapple rules that allow for certain things like that, which I think makes it a much more interesting combat encounter.
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was rather intriguing.
And you made those, right?
Yes, I did custom those monsters. Really, I adapted them from the first edition versions because Dark Mantles did totally exist in first edition. It's just they have not been ported over into second edition as of the time of this recording. So
Yes.
there are a couple of other monsters that I did have to custom in. Perhaps the other really particularly interesting one was the Cauldron. I actually built that one up from the ground up as well. So
Oh, yeah,
that
because
one was
animated
fun,
objects
though.
haven't been ported over either.
not really. A few of them have, but most no.
Yeah.
So the warg, is the warg a normal 2E warg?
Yes.
So none of us learned, but I recently learned from society that wargs can swallow whole small-sized creatures.
Oh my
They
gosh.
can, yes.
what?
That's
And
terrifying.
it's horrifying. So we could have had a halfling snack happen, and we didn't, thankfully.
You could have.
Gracious.
Fortunately,
Well, now we know
Grim
that the
got
Wolf and
bit
Little
instead.
Red Riding Hood was a warg.
Yeah,
What do they like unhinge their jaws or something?
Yes. Yes.
pretty much, yeah.
That's horrifying.
I do appreciate, I think it got a little glazed over there that Jordan brought up my same thought on there, where it's just like, that's an interesting way of approaching the big bad wolf from Little Red Riding Hood mythology.
Yeah.
He was a warg.
Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma were halflings, and the wolf was a warg, and
all the big bad wolf is a talking wolf.
Yeah,
that can swallow things whole.
And now I just want to go play The Wolf Among Us.
Also, yes, The Wolf Among Us. If you haven't played it, do it.
Yeah, Big B.
Big B's great.
He's so great.
but
So anyway, Rachel could have almost been eaten, and that would have been bad.
she could have.
She would have stabbed her
fortuitously.
way out, let's be honest.
Yeah, you can still stab your way out, but it is not fun, to say the least.
I don't imagine it would be.
No.
I would say what was interesting is the fight with the warg was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. I thought we were going to be in a lot more trouble than we ended up being.
We could have been in a lot more trouble if he kept eating our mushrooms.
Yeah,
So-
that was not
That
cool.
was rude.
That was an interest, and we are pretty much in episode 8 now, right? So we'll go ahead and focus on that at the moment.
The penultimate episode.
So is he supposed to eat those mushrooms, or is that just you being mean to us, Ross?
As far as
Phrasing on
the tactics of the wolf or the warg go, and the adventure as written, they're not very detailed. It's just mostly he attacks the party. But I figure that a warg that was willingly working with the kobolds and very much didn't care for human civilization would have no problem just downing a few mushrooms if that was, petty enough to stop you all from saving the village.
He seems the vindictive sort.
Yeah, pretty much. It is something of a double-edged sword because on one hand, doing that does make it less likely for you all to succeed in your goal. However, it also means it's less likely for him to survive the encounter because he wasn't necessarily going full out on attacking everyone. So, and
True.
of course he did ultimately die. I mean, we were all there. So, spoiler alert for the episode you listened to earlier.
If I can
Yes.
offer some advice here, Ross, from my personal experience, this really only applies to Mummy's Mask. Maybe consider having them explode when they die as a really good vindictive final F you.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that mechanic.
Little did you know that the kobold stuffed him full of TNT, and so
Wow.
yeah.
No, thank you.
He's just taking a bunch of nitroglycerin. They're like, if he's hit with a bludgeoning weapon, there's a 20% chance that he detonates. Too much violent motion.
Gracious, didn't realize he was a Voltorb.
Oh god,
Oh my gosh.
how did Voltorbs even survive in Pokemon? Anyway,
They don't.
I don't. The Torag puzzle blessing thing was cool.
oh yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
yeah, it
we're
was
backing up for
actually
a second, but yes. that
yeah,
was
that's
cool.
fine. I think it's worth going over. I was actually curious if anybody was going to figure that out, and so I'm glad that Grim spent more time examining the shrine proper.
But again, I feel like it's another one of those occasions where playing a follower of Torag and this has really paid off. Now, I'm curious. I might have asked it to you at the time. I can't remember now. And again, if this is too much of a metagame, too much metagame information or anything, let me know.
No,
Did
it's
we
fine.
miss any gemstones? Because you said that there were like 5 slots on there.
I'm thinking that they may have been used previously, but
Heather is close to correct. So these are usually temporary measures enchanted by priests of Torag as like sort of one-use items. 5 of them are maintained at a time, and some of them have been used over time, though the priest could always enchant more. The others that had been enchanted were simply just lost to time, to Duergar carrying them off, to kobolds, selling them or whatever else, over time. And only one remained in the temple.
Yeah.
But they do have magical auras on them, so I was curious as to whether or not Amaranthe was just going to blast off and detect magic at some point. It's like, oh, by the way, there's a magical aura around
By the
here.
way, this is magical.
I totally should have, apparently.
It's okay. You all figured it out in the end, so no harm, no foul.
It's true.
Yeah.
And then Reggie learned how to talk.
Amaranth almost drowned.
Reggie!
True. Amaranthe did almost drown, but on the plus side, Reggie can talk now.
And floated
You're
above
skipping
him while he was
steps.
drowning.
Reggie could talk first, and we had a grand celebration of Reggie's personhood.
Yeah. Yeah, Reggie is super happy to meet y'all, and hopefully she'll be able to play a part in things to come.
Including watching me almost drown.
Yeah. The sad thing is like, I'm a sugar glider. There's really nothing I can do here that will help you. But-
She did try to cheer you on.
Yeah.
I mean, that she needs to take some ranks in Bard and get that bardic performance and inspire some competence and all that
That's
jazz.
not how familiars work.
I know that's not how familiars work, but I wish it was.
It's how this one
Take
will work,
leadership and
dadgum.
upgrade her.
Yeah. I don't think that's even a feat anymore.
That's not a feat anymore.
But still.
It's not because it was broken. It's
We've
gone now.
excised it entirely.
Sad.
And then, of course, you got to play with the drowning and swimming rules.
Okay, yeah, but to start that off, Grim leapt 20 feet to the other side of the shore. How in the
know.
heck are you able to do that?
Skill feats.
Acrobatics, man. Or athletics,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Because, for 20 feet, though, as a short-legged person, that's an incredible distance to be able to jump.
It just
Do you
goes
know
by
his
your
middle
movement
name is
speed.
Mario?
You're like the Incredible Hulk up in there.
Well, and the amusing thing to me is, and I didn't realize at the time, apparently the swim DC was a DC 15.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was only 5 higher to leap across with one action.
Wow.
Well, for me, it's one action because of a skill feat. It's 2 actions otherwise.
Yeah.
But I think I mentioned this to Rachel when I was trying to figure out what skill feat I wanted to take, and I went through a whole bunch of them. I kind of got fixated on the athletics one because Grim is slow. I am just plodding along, and the difference between 20 and 25 feet is surprisingly large when you're dealing with the 3 action economy, because it means that my maximum speed is 60 while all of your maximum speed is 75 or 90. Someone's got it. Someone's got a 30-foot
Amaranthe
movement speed.
does
Yeah.
30-foot movement speed.
So I am literally, a third your speed. And so being able to, later on when Ross is just like, oh, he's over here, but you have to move through 10 feet of difficult terrain to get to him. I'm like, nope. And then spring through the air to do a,
You're going to be like one of those annoying people in an MMO that just jumps everywhere.
jumps
and sort of
everywhere.
walks.
I am more picturing the barbarian from Diablo 2 with his leap attack. But anyway, I plan on doing a lot of leap attacks.
I like
If only I had sudden charge and could somehow do a leap action as part of that. I don't know.
Multi-class
But
and a
I don't-
barbarian. It'll be fun.
That's true. I could.
True.
I think you have the
Fighter also
constitution.
gets sudden charge.
True. Either one would work.
Grim has a little bit of anger. It came out in episode 9.
Yeah.
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 That was good
So,
stuff.
yeah, episode 8 left off with a trio of,
Dirty capitalists.
yeah, I mean, for starters, just terrible, no good.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
Trio of no good old boys.
Yeah.
Nice.
No
The
good
hills
old
do
boys.
have highs.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
That was the best
I love it.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, no, they began their assaults against all of you in the next episode. They were pretty tough, honestly.
Yeah, they almost murdered
overall.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
they
That
were.
was problematic.
I will say I pumped up the difficulty a little bit just because some of the encounters in the temple went a lot easier than I expected them to. So I was like, I could probably bump it up a little bit, and then and then it was maybe a little too much. So fine tuning the second edition encounters is still something I'm working on. I'll admit that to all of you.
I'm curious.
Well, I didn't die, so it's fine.
What was the creature level on those?
They were creature level 2 each. So yeah,
So they were each equal in strength to each of us individually. So
yep.
we had numbers on our side.
You
but
did have
that's
numbers
still-
on your side.
That's
And
still
magic.
three creatures level equal to us. So that's a pretty tough fight.
Yeah, I mean, and it was on some level meant to be as well. So, a couple of things. First of all, I'm sure the listeners at home who have already read through this adventure or run it at some point will know that encounter is actually not part of the adventure as written.
Oh.
As written, you basically head straight back and everything's fine, and it just sort of hand waves a lot of the other implications. However, inspecting the area, the people involved, and also several elements of some backstories from the characters, I felt like having the Lumber Consortium play a larger role in these stories was going to be something that not only the players would be interested in, but that might also help give a bit more flavor to the location. I mean, a dark, creepy wood is not necessarily a bad location by any means. It's just dark, creepy wood also the only civilization nearby are these like selfish capitalists that just sort of hang out and make life difficult for everybody. Was an interesting
Well, the
angle.
town's alignment is neutral evil.
I mean, it's true. The town itself is just not a nice place to live. And I felt like something like that would help drive that point home and make it a bit more, just a bit more, there are monsters out in the woods, yes, but there are also the monsters you know.
Nice.
Yep.
People are the real monsters.
Turns out it's man.
I mean, people are the real monsters, but at the same time, there were still like actual monsters out there. That
Yeah.
warg wasn't
Like a
exactly a
warg.
good person.
True.
I guess it's the argument of their motivations. So, the wolves were just hungry. The warg was just a sadistic
A
a-hole.
human being.
Yeah.
Fair.
But in the case of these people, they're literally just trying to profiteer off the suffering of others. So you can make an argument that they were more evil than the warg or anything else that we fought in this adventure, because
True.
at least they had a better motivation than just profit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
So we also probably made that fight a little bit harder for ourselves for some of us by
Non-lethaling.
trying to do non-lethal.
Well, I mean, I would assume that most of us have never killed another human being before.
Do we want a show of hands? It's not a literal show of hands.
I mean,
I think it's
Clove
only
hasn't.
Grim.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Amaranthe never killed a sentient creature, so the warg was actually the first one he'd ever killed.
Yeah, I mean, the warg and the kobold were the first things that could talk that Celestine would have ever killed.
You did deal with them. I believe 2 of them still actually lived, or at least they did when you left them. The one
Yep.
did die.
Yeah, I killed him.
But he almost killed me, so F that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was purely self-defense.
It was. He came awfully close. Like Clove was not in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
One thing I have always wanted to have is non-lethal spells.
You have
like, a lot
non-lethal
of-
spells. It's called sleep.
I mean, okay,
Or
non-lethal damage
hold
spells.
person
Okay,
and
something that
color
just does
spray.
damage.
Fair
Like
enough.
concuss.
I mean,
Need to
so
take concuss.
in first edition, I don't know if there is a similar thing in second edition. I don't think there is yet.
I don't think so.
But in first edition, there was a metamagic feat that lets you deal non-lethal damage with any attack spell. It was actually a 0
Sure.
level adjustment as well.
A non-lethal fireball, boom.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I guess it was like a heat ball. I really don't know what the deal
Just
is
pressure.
there.
Yeah,
but-
it was you just hit him
it's
with
just
the
like a
pressure wave of
concussive.
it.
It was basically like a really big flashbang.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but I've never taken that feat, and I always say to myself, man, it'd be really nice to have that, and then I never take it.
Yeah, I mean, there are some campaigns it's just not as useful in, especially if you're fighting like a whole bunch of undead or something similar. That just are like non-lethal damage.
Yeah. So try to run away from me, non-lethal magic missiles.
Again, hold person feels better.
I mean, I guess, but then they get a save. I don't want them to get a save. I just want them to. I just want non-lethal magic missiles, because then they will never have to roll and have good luck, and I'll never have to roll and have bad luck.
Wow.
I need that guaranteed damage.
You still have to roll the damage dice, Jordan. And from what I understand, that's generally below average for you also. So
Well, you know what? You can't have it all.
But your spells are non-lethal because you roll bad damage.
Wow, Jess.
I prefer the term less than lethal. Thank you.
Now that's a spicy burn right there. Ow.
Have some aloe for that burn.
Jeez. But yeah, you dealt with them and then headed back to Roots and Remedies and had the cure made up. And one question I did have for all of you is, did you expect things to go the way they did with the mayor and everything kind of...
I thought we were totally going to jail.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
did
we were
too.
going to have to become like Robin Hoods out in the woods.
Yeah, I figured, we were going to go make our own band of merry men, and that was how we were going to end that.
I kind of expected what we got, just because I figured that they would not have sent them after us if they didn't have a story already planned out for plausible deniability and throwing these people under the bus. So, which is exactly what they ended up doing, was just like, oh, well, we didn't know anything about this, and they went out after you all on their own.
Which is hilariously even plausible to us, as far as we know.
I mean, we know better. The
All of
guys
us hate
flat
the
out told us
consortium.
they were sent by the boss. So I mean,
Yeah, Bubba and Bubba Joe were out there obviously being maniacal masterminds manipulating this entire situation.
Yep.
Well, fine.
It's what I would have expected, but I also have been running a lot of political intrigue stuff from behind the GM screen, so that's the direction I would have expected the story to go, so that might have been a little bit meta of me. I didn't kill that person with the intention of that being the case. I killed that person because my paladin code required it of me.
Yeah, I don't like your paladin code, by the way.
Hey, we had some serious drama with that.
That was so dramatic.
It was super dramatic.
I will say that I really appreciated having that opportunity to delve into the changes in the champion's code system.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was able to just look at that and go, I don't have to have this moral quandary and debate. I asked Ross one question. Ross literally responded to me, well, which one is higher on your tier? I said this one, and he said, well, you have to do it.
That can cause problems eventually in the foreseeable future, I believe.
What didn't even come up in the adventure that I think would have been really interesting is if we had killed all of them. According to my code, protecting the innocent, which would include my daughter and granddaughter, goes above respecting the law, which means that I could have hidden their bodies in the woods so no one could ever find them and still be within my paladin's code because I'm protecting other innocent people.
I don't know how I feel about that. That feels like super shady.
Again, that is only because this government is not trustworthy. Because if this had been a trustworthy government, then I could not have made that argument that the government would be a threat to innocent people.
Well, this also probably wouldn't have happened.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
you never know. Could happen.
But
I found it very interesting to have that opportunity to dive into the champion's code and the way that it's whole like the Asimov's laws of robotics now, which I really love.
Well, that's just for Torag. So, I mean, different champions with different deities.
Every different champion
Yeah.
would have a different direction that they had to take.
Which does make it fresh so that you don't have to be like, oh, you're playing a paladin. Oh, great. I know exactly what, your deal is. It's a lot more unique and flexible. So if you were playing like a chaotic good, what are they called? Liberators?
Yep.
Yeah, then you'd have a whole different set of rules and requirements.
It's only really going to become a problem with Jessica in the next one when there's like a cute kobold trying to surrender to us and Grimm's like, nope, and starts smashing through them all.
Then we will fight.
Oh, man. You thought the drama was amped up. Wait until the sequel.
Well, if you had a champion of Shalyn and a champion of Torag in the same party, that would be a problem because champions of Shalyn have to accept surrender.
Yeah.
So that would be an interesting conflict.
Or Surrender,
Yeah.
I'm sure, has the same thing.
Yeah, I think she has a similar thing. Yeah, I think hers is worded slightly differently, but it's basically the same idea.
It's like you have to offer it to them or something.
Yeah. Except for I think it's specifically things that can't be redeemed, which I think the implication there is undead, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't think you
That's
have
cool.
to necessarily offer it to demons and devils, even though they have proven that demons and devils can be redeemed.
A very, very rare instance that happens. So it's probably the odds are it's not going to work.
So yeah, that was fun.
yeah, from there though, we left it off with the group having cured Black Scour. Things are.
I'm not gonna lie, there absolutely was a moment there where I was like, oh my gosh, is Grimm's granddaughter gonna survive?
Yeah.
I was seriously like,
terrified for a
oh
minute.
no.
I tugged those
But then
hearts.
she did.
I couldn't resist the urge to tug the heartstrings a little bit, but I didn't want to milk it for too long because then that just goes into cruelty.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Don't drag
And then we all
that
got
out.
drunk
That'll
and made a
blame you,
treehouse,
Russ.
so that was fun.
Yeah.
And we learned that coincidentally that Heather and I had both picked Calistria as our deity, which I thought was hilarious. And the same aspect of Calistria even.
Celestine is going to make Amaranthe her boyfriend eventually.
He does follow the loving aspect of Calistria, shall we
Lusting.
say. So, I mean, maybe.
I rescind the offer to let you stay in the shack at the edge of my property. I refuse to have a love
Amaranth.
shack on my property.
It's more of a love treehouse, actually.
No, we built the treehouse. That's new.
The treehouse is for everyone. There's just going to be a sign out front and just big painted red letters that says, Foxtrot Treehouse. Underneath it's got like a sign that says no lumbies or something like that. Whatever we call
Lumbies.
It's Gumby's cousin, Lumpy.
Gumby's cousin.
There's a smaller sign underneath that says girls okay. Anyway,
I would hope so.
consider that there's a majority of the team, yes.
Yeah.
There's two
But,
different sets of ladders leading up, just one for the short people and one for the tall people, so the rungs are properly spaced. Anyway,
We're accommodating like that.
it's true.
But yeah, we left it off there, and so we'll see what becomes of Foxtrot Squadron at some later date.
And you know when that later date is? Gen Con.
Oh, yes. If you want to join us for Gen Con on August 1st, I believe that is a Saturday, if memory serves. Stupid memory.
Yes, Saturday.
Anyway.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern time.
6 to 10 p.m.
We will be playing a live show, and you'll get to see what happens next for these characters. I will once again be the game master, and of course, all of the fine crew here at Find the Path will be in attendance. So if you've been looking forward to more adventures, you won't have to wait very long to get to the next one.
Yep.
So join us on our Twitch on August 1st. Make sure you get your badge through Gen Con. I think you can register for events on July 13th.
Yes.
Register for ours.
Yay.
Sure.
Woo!
I apologize in advance for my rambling answers, Jordan's off-topic jokes, and Heather's profanity.
Hey, I'm going to try my best.
Rachel and I are okay.
I don't
It's
know.
'cause-
This
Rachel
last stream,
Jessica,
you were
pair of
not
angels.
having a clean mouth.
Not true, but we know how to turn it off because we were teachers, and you have to kind of be able to flip that switch. It's a talent that you have to pick up. It's not necessarily something you're born with.
We'll see
That's
what
true.
the dice do, because that's what will determine it, really.
True, that's true.
Once
you
Rachel
roll-
starts rolling nothing but nat ones,
If you roll below a
Yeah,
10, you
that's
have to
true.
curse. So them's the rules.
So yeah, join us then. Find the Path, helping to contribute to the best 4 days in gaming.
Indeed. And yeah, it will also be an actual live show. So enjoy that too.
Yeah, if you're not a follower of ours on Twitch, go ahead and jump over on Twitch so that you can also follow us there, comment. You know, we'll probably have somebody keeping an eye on the Twitch chat during the game, so maybe we'll have a little chance to talk to all of you as before we sign off at the end of that too.
I mean, you're assuming you're all going to survive that, but sure.
Wow,
players
Ross.
will survive.
I mean, yeah, good grief.
Yes.
Okay, so
the
the
players
first
will
character-
survive.
We're
The
method
first
here.
character to die will be in charge of the Twitch chat.
Everybody think of a crazy backup character so you can threaten Ross.
Oh no.
If you kill me, I'm going to play a Leshy with a melon head that keeps a bomb in there.
That actually sounds
As an
awesome.
alchemist. That would be a great alchemist, actually.
So yeah, no, Clove, you're already dead. Sorry. I want to see this Leshy.
Gonna play the lizard folk that was raised by kobolds and just thinks he's an abnormally large kobold.
Oh my God, that's so cute. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
The ward cloak comes back to life.
Oh God, no.
Redeemed. It has like a halo.
It's redeemed with that.
Asimar Warg. What? Those are just templates now or whatever.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically correct. Yeah.
Could be a celestial warg, I guess. I don't know.
I'm surprised Jordan didn't jump in with the Wazamar.
Why would I need to? Because I got you to do it.
There
Boom.
you go. Boom.
But yeah. So on that note, we do have an email. If we would like to go ahead and go over that.
I would
And
love to.
Sure.
So today's email comes from James in Grable, Wyoming, which is near Bighorn National Forest, if that helps.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if we were replaced.
Cinder Plains because Aurochs.
Ooh.
yeah, but the Cinder
Bighorn.
Plains are like plainsy. This is foresty,
Yeah, this is foresty.
But Bighorn.
but forest.
But Horn.
But trees.
But big.
When in doubt, put him in Darkmoon Vale.
Everyone lives in Darkmoon Vale.
These are like foresty.
What about Nermathis?
Wyoming.
Nermathis is full of forests.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, well,
We'll
let's
do
put
that.
them in Nermathis.
Yeah.
Fine.
Sounds good.
Have we had anyone from Cassin and Nermathis? I
think
feel
we
like
have.
we have.
I think we have,
But I also
I
love
don't.
Cassin.
Yeah, Cassin's pretty
I
great.
say we don't keep track of where we put everybody, so
We
there's probably
really should.
repeats.
I think James
Maybe-
can be from Cassin.
Yeah, James is from a mirror version of Cassin, so have fun with that.
Mirror Cassin. It's the
Yes.
exact same as regular Cassin, but everyone has a goatee.
Yeah, but James goes on to say, "Hello, Team Foxtrot.
Hello.
Yo.
I'm so happy that name stuck. I want to write.
We need to all have our characters get cool like shoulder badges with like cute little foxes on them or something.
Ooh, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that like little Firefoot Fennec you all saved.
Yeah, like
There you go.
yeah.
He's our team mascot now.
We'll have to go rescue him and turn him into a mascot. Live in the treehouse. I don't
I
know.
mean, you already rescued him.
Rescue him
We just had
again.
to find him again.
Rescue him from his life of freedom so that he can be domesticated.
No, that's just sad and awful.
Now you
Stop
made
it.
us sad, Rick.
Always one step too far.
Yes, always one step too far.
James, however, says, I want to write in and say how much I'm enjoying the Tales from Darkmoon Vale episodes you're putting out. I listen to a lot of actual plays,
you.
and while most of those are slowing down due to the quarantine, it's cool that y'all think I'm using that right. And you are, James. That's a perfectly good
You are
usage.
indeed.
Yes. That's a
Correct.
proper
Did
y'all.
he put the apostrophe in the correct spot?
Yep, that he did.
Oh, there you go.
Good job.
There we go. Kudos.
Well done, James. Are actually making worse shows than before. So, we're
That's
doing
true.
our best. That's great since it helps keeping me from going crazy looking after my little brothers since we aren't in school. Yeah,
Oh.
that's
There you go.
glad we can help out.
That's being a good big brother there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Mad respect for you, James. I was on the fence with Rick not being the GM for this just because it's new, but I think Ross does a great job. Well, thank you.
Aw,
I
good
agree.
job, Ross.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing a bang up job.
Well,
I like that
appreciate
Ross
it.
is as uncomfortable reading that as I am reading things about myself.
Yeah, I have to say it's not my not the best thing that I can do, but I do appreciate the compliments. Thank you.
But Ross will quietly endure the praise.
I will endure and carry on. And
Yep.
then he says, "I've always thought Rick was a nice GM, but Ross seems way nicer."
Oh, y'all don't even know.
It's arguably true.
He will kill you.
Oh, no, he'll absolutely kill us.
Like he sounds like he feels bad for attacking the character, and I mean that is true.
Ross will kill you, but then he feels real bad about it. Like the
He
next
comes
thing
up
out of
after the
his mouth
session just
is
apologizing
I'm sorry.
Is it hard being the bad guy? And I have to say, yes. Yes, it is.
That's where Ross and I differ.
Yeah. I do it because I feel it is necessary to challenge the characters so that the story is good, but that doesn't mean it's easy for me. He then also asks, have you ever killed a character? And I will let y'all kind of...
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the last
Yeah.
character that you killed actually was mine in Carrying Crown.
Simon died
No,
too.
no, Simon then died after that, and then Jessica then
Jessica
died after that.
Jessica was the last one that died.
And I guilted him into letting me come back by spending a bunch of resources.
Well, yeah, you did spend like all of your final boss resources, so...
Yeah.
All of these characters came back and just ate up a bunch of resources.
Yeah.
Yep.
I failed a save or die spell. Was it Phantasmal Killer? I can't remember.
I think so.
I think it might have
Finger
just
of
been a
Death.
Finger of Death.
I think it was
yeah.
Finger of
Oh,
Death.
yeah. Yours was Finger of Death. Mine was Wail the Banshee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Wail the Banshee.
I believe I died trying to cast a freedom of movement on Jordan.
Yeah.
No surprise, guys. I was in danger.
So short. Long story short, yes, Ross will murder you.
Ross has killed before. Ross will kill again.
I mean, I probably will. Just statistically speaking,
Context,
probably.
that has a whole new meaning.
Also, yes. I hope nobody gets a hold of this episode if I ever go to trial for something.
I was just earlier talking about burying people in the woods. So, I mean,
There's a
take
lot
it
of
out
audio of
context.
us doing bad things.
James also says, all of the team are cool characters, and it's cool getting to hear Rick play a character for a change. He sounds like
you.
he gets real into it.
Yeah,
I do. I enjoy playing a
He
character.
has to take advantage. He doesn't get to just be a player for all that often, so he's got to like maximize it.
It's
Yeah,
true.
true.
That's why I have to. Then that's why in the other games I have to throw myself wholeheartedly into familiars and backup characters and all the rest of that stuff.
You know, he has this tone like he doesn't prefer it.
That's true. No, absolutely.
Mr. Control over here definitely would rather be behind the screen.
But it's nice to be able to sit here and just kind of coast and be like, look at all that hard work Ross is doing. Man, it's kind of nice to be able to just show up, put on some headphones, and ab-lib everything.
Yeah, it's true. It is fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
He says that he hopes to run this now for his brothers and friends, probably making characters, because we haven't played Pathfinder 2 yet. Having played through most of the story, let's see, if you were going to make characters now, what would they be?
I actually really like Celestine. I don't think I'd change it up very much.
I think a ranger, because originally I thought about doing a ranger. I think a ranger would have been a lot of fun for this.
Yeah, that's the only change I might make to Celestine is make her a ranger instead of a rogue, but I keep her backstory the same.
If Clove died, I would play a druid.
I would not change a thing. I love Amaranthe.
But if you
so
had
much.
to.
If I had to,
With what you know of the story now.
Yeah.
with what I know of the story now, it would probably be kind of interesting to do a dragon-blooded sorcerer. Just given the kobold angle, so that might be kind of cool to do.
True. Astrea?
I don't know. I probably would have done a ranger, to be honest. Yeah, just because of the nature of the story and the forest being nearby, I think a ranger would have been really cool.
I think having a dwarf in the party with dwarven lore is also rather beneficial. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
very
cool.
much enjoyed
Yeah.
being in
Yeah.
that position. So I think it's a great adventure path to make sure that there's a dwarf in there. I also
yeah.
think
And or
somehow
follower
making
of Torag.
I think somehow having an alchemist in the party that works with the lady that sends you out to actually collect
Laurel?
the items would be kind of fun.
Laurel, yeah.
No.
Or maybe someone kind of tied to the witch out here.
Oh, like an elf. Somebody old, right? You have to
or-
really
or
long.
Playing a
literally-
witch would have been cool.
Literally playing the witch when that book comes out.
That'll
in,
be out,
July.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is this
Yeah.
month.
Yeah. As of the time of the recording, Advanced Player's Guide should be coming out later this month.
So yeah, I think witch, dwarf, ranger, druid, in any combination would probably be pretty cool. Although I've got to say, after I
Nobody
said that,
they would play a cleric. That's what's interesting to me.
yeah, I mean, well, having the Torag angle was also really neat. So
Yeah,
cleric or
Cleric and
anything
Torag would
like
be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although having said that, witch dwarf sounds amazing.
Which
Nice.
dwarf? That dwarf.
If they bring back the white-haired witch archetype, except for you could use your beard,
Oh my god.
God, that'd be great.
So gross.
You know, there's a part of me that thinks I'm making this up, but I think I read somewhere that they are bringing that back.
I like that
that's gonna be
archetype.
great.
It's one of the ones on first edition that's always been kind of on the back burner.
I think it's a feat now instead, like one of your feat options instead of like a full-on archetype. But yes, I think you can do that.
Well, I think
That's cool.
prehensile hair has always was a witch.
Hex.
Yeah, I think it was a witch hex that you could take before was prehensile hair. So making that a witch feat would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ideas.
But James closes by saying, keep up the great work and thanks again for making new stuff now while we're all stuck at home.
Oh, thank you, James.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
We
And
appreciate
we are
the
doing
compliments.
our best.
Yeah, we're
And-
glad that we were able to keep you company.
Exactly. It's always, we're glad to be along for these trying times. And thank you so much for listening.
Hopefully
Absolutely.
we brighten up your week just a little bit.
Yeah.
From the Reddit and the Discord and everything, it seems like everyone enjoyed our foray into second edition. And like we said earlier, these characters will be back at Gen Con and maybe after that for another miniseries.
I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
Who knows?
The future.
I will, at the very least, leave off with this little tease. This isn't the only adventure in Darkmoon Vale. So if you do
Bum, bum,
enjoy
bum.
these characters, there is always a chance you may yet see them again.
Will Clove get her rage under control? Will Amaranthe remember his class abilities? Will Astrea get to punch her uncle? Will Celestine
fair-
get to sleep with Amaranthe? Will Grim actually get to pick some apples? Find out next time.
No, most importantly, will Reggie get fat?
Yeah. Well, Reggie.
How fat? It's not will
How
Reggie
fat
get
will
fat, it's
Reggie get-
how fat.
She's just a little circle by the end.
Thankfully, she flies supernaturally and doesn't actually need to
She's-
have her little wingies.
She's one of those plushies, those squishable things that Reggie
Squishables. You've turned Reggie into a squishable.
Okay,
Oh,
so
no.
new product idea.
Reggie.
Poor
I'd buy
Reggie.
it.
Oh, man.
Okay, will we ever get back to prove that kobold wrong that yelled at us that we wouldn't be back when we yelled that we'd be back in the underground cavern?
True. We'll
gotta go back
find
and
more
find
dead
that guy.
Jagares.
Yes,
Sure, so
how
many
many more
Jagares.
dead Jagares are in the forest?
I think we should all make a pact right now
Okay.
that if any of our characters die, we have to play a Jagare.
Nice.
All right,
All right.
I'm in.
Go Team Jagare.
I'm in.
Jagare squad, deploy.
I'm looking for my cousin and my brother and my uncle.
And my third, fourth, and fifth cousin also came out this way.
Twice removed, you know.
Oh, jeez. It's a good thing we developed
Jagari
this.
reserves.
It's a good thing we developed this Jagari-based strength system.
It's over 5 Jagares.
Wow. I guess we're signing off there with the Jagares.
Sure.
Yes. That's a good note.
Yes. I guess I just wanted to close real quick with, first of all, thank you to the crew here for joining me on this adventure. I really appreciate that. I hope
It
you all
was a
had
lot of
fun.
fun, Ross.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
We definitely had fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like we finished this and I was like, so there are more adventures in Darkmoon Vale, Ross. Poke, poke.
Wow, I didn't know.
It's almost like it was intentional.
I also wanted to give a special thank you to Rick as well for letting me take the basalt throne for a little bit.
Me.
So,
Yes, sir. Well, thanks for keeping it warm for me.
yeah, with that, if nobody else has any questions or anything,
I just wanted to mention if any of you have finished going through all of these episodes, have finished listening to this, have very much enjoyed it, we have launched a Find the Path Ventures feed, which is going to be our catch-all landing pad, if you will, for our additional material that we are creating, including this show. So if you listen through this and decide, I want to give this a listen back through, then you can find the episodes posted there on a bi-weekly basis.
mm-hmm.
Also, like Mummy's Mask is kind of a podcast we do.
On Tyrant's Grasp on the
We kind of have a
Patreon.
Patreon that has
Yeah,
more
you know.
content. If you're just really wanting to go deep, we
Wait,
got a lot of
what?
content
You can go
out
to
there.
Twitch
Since
and
when?
Saturdays on Twitch, you can watch Jordan and I play games badly.
And
Yes.
then there's a Discord channel where you can play games with other path folk. I mean,
And us.
And
Yeah,
occasionally
we
some
do.
of us.
We actually do go in and occasionally play some society games.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if you want to hear more from Ross, you can of course check out the Tyrant's Grasp actual play. He comes in pretty soon. He's not there at the launch, but he's there pretty soon thereafter. And if you want to hear him on Mummy's Mask, you have to skip forward about 106 episodes. But there is a Fated Tales series where Ross guests. So
yes.
there's that too.
That's true.
If you're sitting there, it's like, these other guys are okay, but I really love Ross.
Ross.
Ross is the best
Yeah.
of us.
I'm flattered, but why?
He's just so dang nice.
Killing with kindness is Ross's catchphrase.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the fire, and we'll catch you next time we catch you.
We'll
Have
see
a
you
good
on
one.
the other side.
And until
the
next
outside.
time, good luck, Pathfinders. Good luck, everybody. Find the Path Ventures is an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. Hollow's Last Hope is copyright 2007. Hollow's Last Hope and the Game Mastery module line are trademarks of Paizo. All Game Mastery images are property of Paizo and used with permission.